Alafu umpe signal nani? Umpe signal Maria. Iti aja? Okay. Unmute Maria.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Diaspora Spotlight. This is the Kenya Diaspora Media. Thank you for sticking with us thus far since we began this segment of the show. We have been doing interviews with impactful community leaders and talking about matters that affect you here in Kenya and the policies that are enacted here that affect you there in the diaspora. One of the most important things that everyone goes to the diaspora to seek is greener pastures and a way to make more money. That is why today we have in studio one Robert Chiuri, who is the president of a consortium that brings everybody who does business together. He's someone who's not very new to the Kenya Diaspora Media and someone who will introduce himself. But before we get to that, of course, I would like to thank each and every person that has given us patronage until this time. We have Santa Marie, the real estate company that we work with. We have Free Angel, a remittance company. If you do need to send your money from the diaspora to Kenya, that is, you go to people. We have Equity Bank that has partnered with us to give diaspora people a way to invest and save money. We have Imarisha Sacco with everything that's going around money. And for those of us who love academia like me, we have a global talent pathways. Those are the people that make it possible for us to be able to be here every Sunday. And of course, each and every one of you from Kenya and the diaspora would like to thank you. Thank you, Robert Chiuri. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Maria.
Welcome. Greet our viewers so that we can get this going.
Yes.
Hello, Robert. Greet our viewers. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Maria Njoroge, for having me here in the Kenya Diaspora Media. I'm very, very excited and glad to be here. Thank you also your team that is behind you and supporting you in this show. We are thankful for even giving us this opportunity to communicate and also to share our activities with the diaspora community. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So Robert Chiuri is the president of One Voice Consortium. It is a conglomerate of around 60 organizations, and I hope I'm right. I want you to think of a one-stop shop that is a network of professionals that are in the legal center, that are in education, that are in business, that are in agriculture. Think about each and every sector that you need to thrive in Kenya and in the diaspora. They have roots from each and every sector. If you need a person in education, One Voice Consortium knows who to talk to. If you need a person in journalism, if you need a person in the health sector, he is the person to call. So one of the reasons that he's here today is because of the events and the activities that he's been doing. And One Voice Consortium is actually really big. And because I know them and I know what they do, I would like him to tell us what One Voice Consortium is in his own words so that we can relate to the brand and actually be able to tell you why we're here today.
Thank you. Thank you, Maria, for that question. And One Voice Consortium is an umbrella organization that brings together well over 60 other organizations that are in the diaspora to deal with cross-cutting issues in various sectors, and particularly sectors that are critical for socio-economic development and also for uniting and enhancing the welfare and the lifestyle and livelihood of our diaspora community, both here in the diaspora and back home in Kenya or in Africa as we are spreading our wings across Africa.
Okay, so thank you very much for saying that. And I think sometimes when you hear about 60 organizations, How did you convince 60 organizations to come and be one body with you?
Yeah, that's a good question, Maria. What we started was just with a few organizations, or we started pretty much with like about 20 or so organizations that are in various sectors like education, like finance, like business, technology, innovation, governance, culture, youth development, women empowerment, and so forth. And once they started seeing the goal and the issues that we are dealing with are issues that are common to all of us, because as you know, working here in the diaspora or living here in the diaspora, there are issues that sometimes cannot be dealt by one organization. But when you pull your resources together as an umbrella organization, then you are able to articulate and you are able to solve those issues from that particular one organization. So in 2018, these 20 members met and decided that it would be good to have one organization that is able to address issues of here in the diaspora that is common to all of us. And so the birth of One Voice Consortium was, created during then. So through that, we have our leadership, executive leadership that has somebody from somewhere in all the regions of the world, from US, from Europe, UK, Asia, Middle East, and even Australia. We have somebody within the organization that represents the executive leadership. We also have our advisory board. This is people who are not within the organization, but people who are outside of the organization that perhaps by lack of another word, they give us more of advice, they give us more of consultation in case we need. They also give us what we call peer review feedback so that we know that we are heading in the right directions. Some of them are leading figures in the diaspora who also support us with ideas of how to be able to move this organization forward.
Okay, so thank you very much for sharing that. And I didn't remember to mention this. Robert Chiuri comes from the US, and it's interesting that even with the time difference, we can still make time to tell stories that matter. And one of the most important things that I want us to talk to be is the business environment in the US and the business environment in the diaspora, because you do have an event that's coming up, right?
Yes. We have our annual One Voice Consortium conference and expo. We usually hold this expo and conference every year. The first edition we did in Washington, D.C., in Rockville, Maryland. And then in 2024, we went down to Dallas, Texas, where we had 3-4 days of a really great conference and expo. And then this year, we had meant to settle in Boston, but due to some constraints, we ended up with New York, which is not very, very far from Boston. So New York is going to serve both the Boston community and also the communities around New Jersey and Pennsylvania.
Okay, thank you very much. Still on the same angle of this particular event, what are we looking at? Because I have seen like some of the things that you are putting in the website. You're looking at 100 business people plus. Is that like a figure that is an improvement from the previous time?
Yeah, so this year we are aiming at a figure of about 100, between 100 and 150, and more so because we want this year to really have key people who are in various sectors, professionals in various sectors, policymakers, entrepreneurs, innovators, and so on. So this year we are in New York from the May 2nd to 3rd at Cortland, 22 Cortland Avenue. in Manhattan, New York, on the 23rd floor of that. As you know, New York has a lot of skyscrapers, and this time we want to feel we are up there in the, doing our conference up there, as opposed to a hotel. But this is a big conference room and area that we shall be having our conference this year.
Okay, that's really awesome. So, talking about the business environment in the US, what challenges are you facing right now? And are some of those challenges something that you wish to use some of these expos and some of these forums to address? Because they're going to be policymakers, they're going to be leaders. Of course, I am sure you have like proposals of things that you would like addressed and even get it to the right people.
Yeah, thank you, Maria, for that question. As you know, we always say the businesses thrive even when there are some challenges, because there are those that see challenges and they convert them into opportunities. And so we are appealing to our diaspora, even though you are undergoing various challenges, we are here to encourage you, because despite the challenges that you may be going through, you can always be able to thrive and thrive well. So there are a lot of challenges, of course. As you know, the political side also affects the business and economic side. So there are a lot of changes that are happening in the environment, and of course, this is all affecting the various businesses that are there. Of course, issues around taxations are also very high. Issues around immigration are also very challenging, and so we are trying to see how we can always navigate these as an organization, as supporting our members and the community with ideas on how to continue doing well in their business, networking with others in their sectors, and more importantly, continuing to improve their capacities to do business both here in the US and globally, but also with our mother continent, Africa. We are already encouraging a lot of people who have businesses here to consider trading with the various countries in Africa, because as you know, there are a lot of opportunities. In fact, as you perhaps already know, African Union has already what is called the Africa Free Continental Trade Treaty that encourages people in various countries to trade within each other. And so we are asking our diaspora not to be left out, to use this as an opportunity to do businesses, even with the countries that are outside of your comfort. You can have people exporting things from US or UK to countries in Africa, and that would be good business that is generated. As you perhaps already know, Africa is going to be the next sphere of economic development, and no wonder you have other countries like China, India, Russia, US, and various other countries in Europe targeting Africa to do business with it. So we are asking our diaspora not to be left out, to also see the potential that our African continent has, and they can be able to thrive and do well. So this conference is about then opening their eyes to all these opportunities.
Okay, information is currency in this century, and if there is one place that of course you can get this information, I really do encourage people to join. And this event is of course going to be in May, and I saw that as part of your packages, there are those people that would choose to pay for this event, say earlier, and there is a whole 20% cut on the standard price they're supposed to pay. Does it apply for each and every person together with the sponsors, or is it just a particular category?
Thank you, Maria, for that question. We thought it best to have an early bird option for people who want to book and register early. because we felt that this is one way of giving those who come early an advantage, an incentive. And so there are people that are taking this very well. It's going to only last for the next 3 weeks. It's going to end on April 11th. And this is 20% off from all our even sponsorship or even attendance and participation. 20% off on our attending fees of $500, or if you are an OVC member or affiliated with OVC, then you get to pay only $200, which is 20% of $250. So all these are supposed to be, incentives, and you can go to our website at www.onevoiceconsortium.org to register, to make payments, to even will afford you various benefits. Of course, we have the double platinum, which is our top level, and it practically gives you everything that we are going to have in this conference, including time to speak, be leading in some of the panels, and even have 3 or 4 of your colleagues join in without having to pay. So that is for the double platinum. For other levels, we will also be giving you, considerate benefits, either in the terms of speaking, leading panels, and also in terms of how many people you can be able to bring in. Particularly what is important is that we have 7 panels that are going to be there in those 2 days, 4 panels in the first day, and 3 panels on the second day. In the first day, we'll have economic development and trade. We'll also have immigration, legal policies, and also workforce development. We'll also have women in leadership, and we'll have also technology and innovation covering the first day. The second day, on Saturday, we'll go into issues around agriculture and food security and sustainability. We'll also cover issues around creative economy, because creative economy now is becoming very, very popular. It is where we are seeing a lot of our people do very well in the arts area, in the sports area, in the culture area. And all this we shall be able to do on Saturday, which again will also have towards the end of that day a segment just to look at various trade deals that will have been done during this expo. We anticipate there'll be many trade deals because there are people who are coming in as investors and the others that are coming in with funding resources. So there might be some linkages for those who are looking for funding, and also those who have investments and venture capitalists that want to fund certain opportunities. So this will be a mixed match of a lot of people, and therefore we are looking at a really great time in this expo. Later on, after that, on Saturday, we'll have a gala evening, gala dinner, because again, we want to enjoy the evening, celebrate together, and have a good cultural moment that ends a good event.
Okay, thank you very much. That was really a very elaborate explanation. And so I'm just going to point out at 2 very particular things that I think One Voice Consortium does really well, and it's food security and agriculture. Last year, when we had a conversation about some of the activities that you were doing, you said that there was this conference in March that was supposed to be held. Is this something that actually happened, and did it build up to whatever we are going to talk about and even discuss? Which the bank that has partnered with us to give that.
Thank you for that question, Maria. In March, we had a March 10, 11, we had designated to have a 3-day conference in Naivasha called the International Business Models in Agriculture, IBMA conference. But we have since turned it into a virtual conference that will be on April 10th to 11th. So because we felt that, first of all, let's do an online portion of it. It's already in motion. It's going to be on April 10 and 11th. And then based on that, we are going to have another conference now on site in Naivasha or somewhere around Kenya later in the year, so that we can be able to build a momentum towards that great conference. Of course, IBMA conference was around monetizing agriculture, bringing research, and bringing business and bringing technology together so that they can support agriculture. We in fact, we did form a whole consortium around agriculture. It's called the Food Security Consortium, because we believe matters of agriculture are very, very important. In fact, agriculture impacts our lives in a big way. And that's why, as a consortium, we've decided to devote a whole sector as part of our movement, because we know food is critical and it is important. And actually, we recognize that this is the one area in which Africa is endowed with a lot of resources, and it's going to become a key continent years coming, because it is only in Africa that has almost 40-50% of arable land that can be that can have good weather all year round, and therefore we can be poised to do very well in agriculture and even end up being a net exporter in years coming. We are looking at agriculture becoming the key milestone and key flagship of many countries in Africa.
Okay, thank you very much. So, of course, I did point out that agriculture is a very big part of what One Voice Consortium does. And considering the food security situation in Kenya, Africa, and even the rest of the world, I think it's a very, very big opportunity to pursue. And people should have as much information as they can about how to make money from agriculture and how to do agriculture that is sustainable even for our climate. Another sector that One Voice Consortium is doing really well is youth empowerment. I can see, of course, a lot of people that have been in the diaspora have been there for, say, 30, 40 years. But there is a young breed of people that are coming in right now and they want to pursue business. Some of them are not coming there to be employed. They're coming to explore business opportunities. So what are some of the business opportunities that are available for a young person who's just venturing out and, being curious on what can I do to make my life better?
Thank you, Maria, for that question. And One Voice Consortium actually promotes our youth in a very, very big way, because we are strong believer that we have to continue building a strong young professionals within the organization, and they have taken up quite a great position within the organization. We have many that are in not just in business, but some are in education. One of our organizations called Kenya Airlift Program has been able to be bringing a master degree level students to US to further their studies and also be employed in various companies or to work with various companies while they're here. So this has given them a clear way in which how they can be able to thrive. And in the process, they have been able to be incorporated in many leading Fortune class 500 Fortune companies. And some of them are doing very, very well. So we have several of our members that are in what we call the Kenya USA Technology Forum, CUSAT, that are also part of our One Voice Consortium, where they're dealing with technology and innovation. And they are also doing very, very well. They are already employed in various companies, IT companies here in the US and also in North America, because some of them are in Canada and others are in Europe. The gist around this is that, as you know, a lot of our young people have ventured more into the IT field, and they are doing very, very well. And we see this as a way in which we are encouraging them to continue networking, continue to working together, because them coming together and working together helps organizations like One Voice Consortium, because as an organization, we only do well if our member organizations are also doing well. So, and that brings the cohesion together, because it supports some of our core values of interdependence and also collaboration amongst our member organizations.
Okay, so thank you very much for sharing on those two areas, because I know they are very key. Sometimes when we look at businesses that are thriving, we like to imagine that it's old people that are behind them. But when those who've been in business for quite some time hold the hands of those that are beginning, it actually looks possible. And I can imagine when you leave Kenya to go to, say, the US or the UK, you now become the minority. Because I can hear you saying you're looking to a meeting of 100 people. And as someone who's in Kenya, I'm looking at 100 as a small number, but I can imagine what it means to get 100 people in a room in a country where they're the minority.
Yeah, that's a great question. But remember again, the number that we are talking about is very high quality leaders of various organizations. So when we say 100, when you take one person, maybe that one person is representing an organization where they are well over 100 or 200 other people. So one person coming in, you are representing all these 200 people, because again, our members organizations have people with a lot of people in them. If it is say, for instance, a SACCO, one of our member SACCOs has over 3,500 members. So if their leader is the only one coming to the conference, then you are representing all these other people that are coming.
Oh, that makes sense. That's actually quite interesting.
Yes, because again, sometimes it might not be possible to call all members and their member affiliates in One Voice. So we usually call the leaders of those organizations. And if we have 60 of them, we are hoping that each one of them will come. And then, of course, we'll have another 50 or 60 or even 100 from other organizations that are coming to participate with us.
Okay, so talking about this particular event, because it's an event that has really piqued my interest because of the levels of conversations that are going to be happening there. How are you accommodating people from Kenya? Because I know the consortium is mainly people from the diaspora, but you did mention that there are Kenyans who've expressed interest of flying out and even attending the expo.
Absolutely, absolutely. First of all, we would want to support those who want to attend and participate in the event. We already have Kenyans that have actually, even right now, booked their flights. They already have their visas ready. So they will be coming in to attend the event. And then, of course, we have others that are in the process of securing their visas and things like that. As I mentioned earlier, we have our IBMA conference in April, and we will use that one because it's going to be virtual. We'll use the approaches and the techniques from that conference to be able to build our online component if it's going to be there. So right now, the conference is purely physical, but there could be a possibility. There could be a possibility of having an online component, but that one we have not determined yet until our April 10-11 IBMA conference goes through.
Okay, that would be really nice, and I really hope that the logistics do work out, because someone in Kenya, even if it could be like maybe for a price cut of a half, so that the people who paid a full amount to be there virtually do not feel shortchanged. It's an option to explore, because business is a very key and a very core part that each and every person should have the information to access. So talking about this particular event, of course the event is going to come and go, but how would you like people to support you towards it? apart from the sponsorship, is there some expectations around it? How do you want
Yes.
people to support you to get this information out there?
Yeah, thank you, Maria, for that question. One of the ways to support us, of course, is we have our website, onevoiceconsortium.org, and if you're able to go there, you'll be able to see the various packages that we have that you can be able to select a way to do that, either as a member affiliate or even as a VIP. Or even if you want to sponsor in some way, and even if you want to sponsor for whatever amount, that is still welcome, because as an organization, we are a non-profit organization, and therefore, whenever we are able to do these kind of things and we get some sponsorship, and if we are able to meet our costs, whatever remains, we are able to support other charitable organizations. For instance, this year, we are supporting 3 other community-based organizations in Kenya from our proceeds. We are helping the Joy World Girls in Meru. This is a girls' home that we have been supporting every year. You can go to our website and be able to see what we do for that home. And this year, we'll be supporting them again. And also, you can be able to go to the website and also support them directly if you want to, as a home. We also have the Neema children in Muiga in Nyeri, another children home that we support. Again, on the same, you can go to our website and see what we are doing for Neema. Again, you can opt to support them directly, or you can support them through us in whatever that you'd want. And then the last one is called Marafiki wa Yatima. This is an organization based in Nairobi that helps orphans in the area of Eastlands in Nairobi. And we've been putting together a package to support them, to support these young men, especially in various sporting activities like football, like volleyball, and so forth. And also help them in their cultural, artistic areas. So again, if you would want to partner with us, we can help Marafiki wa Yatima, an organization that is based in Nairobi. So I'm mentioning this, Maria, because as you know, as a non-profit, we are not really making any profit out of this conference, but we would want to make sure that we meet our costs. And once we meet our costs, then we can be able to support the less fortunate people we have.
Okay, that's really awesome. And Kenyans and everyone in the diaspora who will get to watch this video as you're streaming now or even later, every business that supports a charitable organization is definitely a business that's worth pursuing, because One Voice Consortium means it's not for profit, which means they have said whatever proceeds that they make from these events and each and every other event after this, the proceeds go to charity, which means their business is benefiting more than the people in the diaspora because they are flowing back to Kenya. This is definitely people to look out for and people to support. And as he said, maybe you cannot afford the platinum package, you cannot afford the gold, the silver, but you can find a way within whatever they are doing to support them if you do believe in their cause. And since I believe it's a good cause that is giving people information, it's something that we should support them. Share their pages on social media, help them get the right audience, help the schools that they're pursuing and the schools that they're sponsoring to get the right people and the right information. So even as we continue with this, Robert, I am really passionate about this event. You would actually think I'm going to be in attendance. I do hope we get a virtual one so that I get to attend, because I'm a young person that's passionate about business and entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Hi.
Yes, certainly, Maria. We would really love to have you here in this conference. We would love you to even be our media person in here in the conference. If that opportunity comes up, we would really want to consider you for that, so that you're able even to be here and cover the event very well, and be able even to broadcast Kenya diaspora media from New York to the rest of the world.
Okay, thank you. So in every person that I've met that's organizing an event, it's not all rosy, because this is something that has taken a whole year to put together, and it's finally looking like it's coming together. But finishing a project has its challenges. What are some of the toughest things that you've had to deal with as a leader in bringing, 60 people together?
Yeah, there are many challenges. Of course, some of our challenges are in the area of funding. Getting people who are going to sponsor. But I must say that we are, because of what we do, there are a lot of people that believe in our cause, just like the way you believe in us. There are many that are believing in us. Many organizations, they're standing behind us. They are saying that we will support you. I don't want to mention all the names here, but we have some of the leading organization banks that are supporting this. We have other companies, international companies that are actually doing a lot of good work in Africa. And one company actually will be launching their IPO during our event.
Oh wow,
a 2.5 billion, IPO that will be launched during our One Voice Consortium. All that money dedicated towards supporting projects in Africa. They're all for projects in Africa, which will be really key, because this company is in 16 African countries. And so this money that they are raising in their IPO is for various projects that are in Africa. I don't want to mention all of them. I'm leaving that for them to mention. But I tell you, it's great work. We also have companies that are very big in Kenya. Of course, I want to mention Centum Ring, for instance. Centum Ring will be in this conference because again, they have the Vipingo development and also the special economic zone up there in Vipingo, which we, as a food security consortium, we are promoting it very well, because we want to put up some agro-processing export-oriented facility in the Vipingo. And not only in Vipingo, but also other parts of Kilifi. We are partnering very well with the Kilifi County government. We participated in their Kilifi International Conference last year in December, and we partnered very well with them. And that's why, as a county government, they have said during our One Voice Consortium, they will also come, so they are able to showcase all the opportunities that Kilifi has to offer for people who are in the diaspora. In fact, we have several of our diaspora organizations that are already investing into Kilifi. And this goes to answer one of your questions about whether we incorporate areas that are marginalized or areas that are not very well developed. And so as an organization, we like actually to go to areas which are not very well developed to help develop them. Areas like Kilifi, arid and semi-arid areas, we continue to help them in a big way. In fact, 2 years ago, we started helping an organization that is doing honey processing in the Rift Valley, in the areas of Baringo, Elgeyo Marakwet, Trans Nzoia, to export their honey into US. A venture initiative that has been going on very well, because this is able to support over 5,000 honey and beekeepers in that region. So again, we incorporate this kind of strategies where we are supporting people who are in areas where they can come up with a sustainable businesses to improve their livelihoods.
Okay, thank you very much. I just want to pick whatever you've said about honey and please then, are you allowed to like name the specific organization, because I know honey and beekeeping is very big in Elgeyo Marakwet and Baringo.
Yeah, we have honey that is called acacia honey.
Oh, acacia honey.
Acacia honey that comes from Elgeyo Marakwet. Actually, this is an initiative that was supported by Kerio Valley Development Authority, AVDA, together with a company here in the US called North Rift Solution. We have been there to support them in that initiative, in terms of training, in terms of networking, and in terms of collaboration with them.
Okay, thank you very much. Dear viewers, look at one consortium as a business that is not only based in the diaspora, that is not only solving the problems of the people that are in the diaspora, but is concerned about what is happening here in Kenya. And when people leave and find greener pastures, they come back with the water to water us. And that is why I'm actually vouching for them and what they're doing, because any organization that comes back to plow whatever it finds out there, to give us information, to give us opportunities, is a business that we should vouch for. Dear Kenyans across the globe and across every other part of the world, if you know any community leader that is doing as good work as Robert Chiuri and his team is doing, please send them our way, and we are going to talk to them and have a conversation about what they are doing, because sometimes, unless something is scandalous, it never really gets to the media. What we do as the Kenya Diaspora Media is we take the stories that matter, the stories that are impactful, and the little, not so little things that community leaders are doing to create impact and positive change, and we bring them to you. These stories of hope and these stories of goodness make us believe that it's actually possible and it's doable. So thank you very much, Robert, for what you're doing, and I really do wish you like all the best in the event and whatever is happening. I know what's working, and we're going to get the message out there so that all the entrepreneurs, all the people that have an interest in pursuing this can actually get to it. So we would like you to have a last word, talk to our viewers and the people that you prospectively hope to see there.
Thank you, Maria, for that, and thank you for your continued confidence and trust with us. We are putting together 2 days of really exciting networking, capacity building, interactive panels, and thought-provoking sessions to improve a transformative agenda that One Voice Consortium has and its members. This is a 2-day conference that is packed with a lot of learning, lessons learned, lived experiences of others, and more so an area where you can be able to network and be able to gain somebody who may have an interest in what innovations you have or whatever business ideas you have. And particularly for those who are now here in the diaspora, we are giving you an opportunity of seeing how you can be able to impact our communities back in Kenya and in Africa in a big way. We just don't want to be known for our remittances, but we want now to go beyond remittances and say, hey, I think there is much more that we can be able to do than just remitting money. We can remit skills, we can remit non-financial areas, like supporting areas of health, areas of education, areas of business, and areas of technology. And that is what we want to do. Because again, we always want to say we are like that bee that is out there, and our hive is Africa. So we as a bee, just to take that analogy, we are getting the honey from here and taking it back to our hive that is back home. And so please consider those 2 days as a good investment for you to come and attend. And of course, take advantage of our early bird, 20% off. And particularly, it's also a time to come and visit New York. New York is a great city. to visit. There are a lot of interesting attractions. So you can consider one day before or one day after the conference as a way to also visit and enjoy this great city. I want to stop there, knowing that I'll be seeing most of you who are listening to me. Please make those arrangements. Please call us at 614-822-0958 in case you need any help, or go to our website where we have www.onevoiceconsortium.org, or even email us from the email that you'll see on the website to get more information on what to do. We even have put information on the hotels that you can book, how you can navigate New York as far as the rails, the vehicles that are there, some of the hotels and the Airbnbs that you can be able to live in while you are there. So we have put all that package information for you so that you can be with us for those 2 days or more. So thank you very much, Maria and Kenya Diaspora Media, for even giving us this opportunity to be here. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, dear viewers from across the globe, wherever you've been watching us from. Thank you for keeping up with us. That has been Robert Chiuri, a very, very phenomenal person who has the capability of leading 60 organizations under his umbrella. And not only that, he has organized several events, and this is not going to be his first rodeo, which means he has gotten good and better at it. If you did attend the last year's event, I can assure you that this particular one in 2025 comes with lessons learned and better ways of making it a good experience. So every business person out there, everyone in Legal Education Center, please make a point of joining them. I believe it's going to be very, very impactful to the young people who wonder, how did the big wigs make it up there? How did they get to the top? It is through these networking events that you get this information, and a $500, I want to say, is a small price to pay, but I'm afraid if I convert it to Kenyan shillings, it does not sound very small. But yeah, it's in dollars. So Robert is welcoming you there. Of course, I always like to thank our sponsors and the people that make it possible for us to continue holding these shows. He has thanked Santa Marie during this show as one of the best real estate agents that we have, and to every young person and person who want to invest in the diaspora and in Kenya, Santa Marie is your go-to person. We have Equity Bank that's bringing solutions of finance, saving, and a way to navigate your money from Kenya and outside there. We have Imarisha Sacco. Please go to their website, find out what they're doing. We have Pay Angel, a remittance company that allows you to send your money from the diaspora to Kenya at a very good rate. They're quite reliable, and so far so good. We love what they are doing with remittance and technology. And we also like to thank Global Talent Pathways for their role in ensuring that Kenyans who are interested in going to New Zealand have a way out. Until next time, I will see you on Sunday. It's been me, Maria Njoroge, and this has been the Diaspora Spotlight. Kwaheri.
Thank you. Thank you, Maria.